The story begins with a boy named Shiloh floating in mid-air while hearing a mysterious voice, and telling him he will embark on a mission. Then in front of him is a beautiful fairy introducing herself as a goddess of love. His mission is to know people's choices and then help them. After that he should seek for her to tell her everything. Morning comes and it's just a dream of his. He opens up the curtain seeing the simple life outside of his house. He then greeted his plant, which is a sleeping cactus, and then suits up for the busy day. After the boy left, his cactus grows some feet and run towards the leaf note and write a journal on it. It tells a story about the two little magicians that are trying to take over the world and attacking the villagers. Good thing the hero is there to save the day. After writing, the cactus goes back again to his pot and pretends to be motionless. As the hero is about to go out, the two delinquents greeted their new master, but the hero is opposed on having them as disciples. They just smile at him and the girl asks if he could teach them something today. He confessed that he doesn't know how to use any magic, but the two are welcome to stay if they don't have anywhere to go. It seems like the two siblings have no parents anymore and the hero is nice enough to look after them. Right after that, they go outside to harvest some crops, but a sproutling falls down directly to the hero. That cabbage is somewhat pessimistic and carefree in life, and he would like to stay at the house also. Next, the two meets a gigantic tree with a face and greeted them good morning. It surprises the kids because it is a talking tree and the hero says it's alright for it is harmless. The tree then asks them to harvest the fruits while it is ripe, as the hero shows them what are the fruits that they cannot eat, but it can be given to his pets rabbits for them to eat later. Next the siblings try the apples and are delighted for its rich taste than no other. They now go to the ranch and Bud is amazed for seeing cute little monsters. The girl tries to pet one of the kittens and it's just made her smile while holding it. Shiloh assigned them to feed the monsters as he is now heading for the town. A town folk named Bejeweled is having some trouble dealing with a strange guy and the hero is curious about it. It seemed like the weird fella is looking for someone and ignored everything what Bejeweled said afterwards. Inside the store, that same guy is forcing a girl to tell him something she's keeping secret. The hero shouts at him to stop, as the enemy draws out his sword preparing himself to fight. But the Onion Knight confidently challenges the opponent and says he would gladly to take him on by himself. The villain then chuckles as he now sees the spear has been thrown into the air that distracts him from being taken down and his blade is also stolen. Bejeweled warns the fella to not draw his sword again as long as he's around or he will show no mercy next time. But the Onion Knight also wants to hear his side, so the villain speaks about it. He tells them that he can feel the sparkle of the one he's looking for in here, so there's no way that the fairy girl doesn't know about it. They ask who is he looking for anyway. He then utters the name of Pearl, but that's about how far he could tell them. He visited a priest named Novel, then he asked if he could share the fruits with the others. The main character is curious about the book he is reading and the priest replies it is called a world book that contains all record of all things here. After leaving the church, the peculiar guy is waiting for Shiloh and then asks for some assistance from him to find Pearl. But the hero doesn't want to do anything with him and thus the villain apologizes for what he has done earlier. Shiloh says if he could apologize to Rachel also, he can help him with his problem and so he agrees. The outsider now introduces himself as Elizal. Later, they all go to Rachel's house and did the apologizing stuff but the girl is quiet for a while. Then she says that she does understand that he's desperate, and that the person he is looking for is very important. She now shows them an artifact egg and Shiloh senses a great power resonating in it. She explains that when it is touched by someone who is in search for something, it will show them the way. Elizal is truly grateful for her kindness and he thanked her, while the egg burst out a golden light upon him touching it. At the same time this reveals the Bejeweled cave nearby the town, and Shiloh smiles saying he will help him to look for her. After that, they all go to this Bejeweled cave but the impulsive Elizal runs off first by himself. Shiloh begins searching for him as well but the cave is too big and he somewhat lost him. Then he sees a mysterious figure nearby and assumes that it is the girl they all looking for. Meanwhile, a girl in distress is lost and doesn't have a clue on why is she there on the first place. Then two skeletal monsters are approaching her and she got scared but she's already surrounded. Lucky for the girl Shiloh is there to save her and blocks the sword of the enemy. He made a swing attack in which destroyed all enemies in sight. It turns out, the girl is actually Elizal's sister and the hero introduces himself as he informs her that Elizal is also looking for her. He then asks her what is she doing down here but the girl has no idea as well. Shiloh smiles, and tells her that they will look for her brother together. In the middle of their search, the hero is waiting for the girl to jump over the pillars. But as soon as she's about to reach the last stone, she lost her footing and begins to fall. Good thing Shiloh is quick on saving her and Pearl is now calling him her big brother. After a while, he turns his back and the girl is gone again. He runs around looking for her only to find Elizal this time. Shiloh tells him that he already found his sister, but then lost sight of her again a few minutes ago. Meanwhile, a scary-looking monster is in front of the girl. Pearl asks if it happens to see her brother, but this only made the monster angry and roars loudly, which causes for many rocks to fall. Just on time, the two bravely faces the fearsome creature and it begins to attack them with its mighty axe. Shiloh begins to climb on its arm while Elazul slashes its leg. The hero jumps and strikes the body of the monkey, but it quickly counterattacks, which made Shiloh to push back. Next thing they see, Pearl is already held captive by the clever monster, and this anger Elazul to his core without even thinking a plan first. His recklessness made him unconscious, but fortunately the hero is there to catch the girl from falling. Shiloh bravely faces again the big monster using his trusted sword and jumps high, continually slashing the monster over and over again. But the demon monster is so strong, and as it about to strike again the hero, a blinding light shines brightly, which made the monster disappear in an instant. A mysterious figure of a powerful woman appears during this, as this ended the fight. Next, everyone wakes up not knowing what happened, but it seems that they were all been saved, Pearl says. Elazul tells Shiloh that they are Jumi, a race of people that come from gems. After that, sunset comes and the two must go on separate ways to find more gem people like them. Shiloh is nice, and he invites them to come and visit the town again soon. The girl is very grateful to his kindness, now parting him an artifact as a gift. She just says, "I hope it will be useful to you someday," and the boy thanked her. Going home, Shiloh sees some of his friends waiting for him, and then they ask him about the Jumi siblings. He says that the two are already reunited and they travel again to look for more Jumi. But the tall guy warns him to stay away with those kind of people. For you see, Jumis are rumored to turn people into a stone if you shed a tear for them, so they just worry for him, that's all. Inside the house, he gave some blankets for the two and sits by his cactus to talk to it. Before going to bed, he looks at the lamp and contemplates if he shouldn't be getting involved with the Jumi. But still he worries about the two traveling the wilderness all by themselves. He then hears some people talking outside his window and decides to approach them. Inspector Boyd greeted him and asked him of how he's been doing, as the boy asked what's going on. Shiloh didn't greet the merchant rabbit as he feels he's been swindled by him of 300 coins for objects he doesn't know what to do. The rabbit named Nikita backs off, as he runs away shouting a trade as a trade. Then the inspector tells him that he's currently on his way to Gado Grottos. He's been summoned to go to the Temple of Healing that protects the flame. Apparently they have received a warning from the jewel hunter named Sandra, and says she will be stealing their flame of hope. And the inspector is needed there to help them prepare for her. He added, this jewel hunter also steals the gem core of Jumi people, therefore killing them, and he's been chasing this Sandra for a very long time, but to no luck, she's still on the loose. Shiloh insists for the inspector to take him, as he has friends also looking for Jumi people. Next, the lamp artifact shines on his hand, as it reveals now a new path for his next adventure, the Gado Grottos. The next morning they arrive at the Temple of Healing and the nun asks what is their purpose. Inspector Boyd introduces himself as he is there for the Sandra case. Watch this next video. See you on the next one.